We're going to lead off here, though, with Bryce Harper. We talked about this in recent weeks that there was probably just going to be a day when suddenly Bryce Harper is active. And we knew it was going to happen soon. But so he has or had a follow up appointment scheduled for today, Monday, with Dr. Neil Elatraj. He performed Harper's Tommy John surgery on November 23rd. And assuming Elatraj, who's one of the best athlete doctors in the world, assuming he gives the green light, Harper is expected to be activated on Tuesday when the Phillies face the Dodgers. Now, this would be the fastest player ever to return from Tommy John surgery. It would mark 160 days. Now, position players usually come back faster. We know that than pitchers. There's just different boxes you need to check there with a position player as opposed to a pitcher. But still, this is unheard of and incredible, but also I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I think back to Adrian Peterson when he broke all the rules with his ACL return. He won the MVP award going back a decade in the NFL. And man, the Phillies really need Harper. I mean, their offense right now is middle of the pack in the scoring stats, and obviously they lost Hoskins in spring training. They haven't had Harper, but they thought they were going to have at least a top 10 offense, maybe a top 5 offense. It hasn't played out this way.
Yeah,
obviously it's so nice now that we have the DH of the National League, so the Phillies don't have to worry about. I know there's been talk about maybe Harper playing first base. That's down the road. Yeah. Right now, they just want him to hit. They want him to work pitch counts. They want him to go back to being the 270, 410, 540 Bryce Harper that he usually is. And I'm here for it. I got one share of Harper. It's in the Friends and Family League where I pretty much need 5 Bryce Harpers to get back in contention. It seems like right now, but I'll take one of them. I'm usually not the guy who plays the injury optimism game, and I think usually it's a losing game, but this is one time where the player beats the timetable. We've learned, right, DJ, we've been playing fantasy a long time. One thing we've learned is usually ignore what the player says about, oh, yeah, I'm coming back early and everything. But this is one case where the player was right. And barring a setback, barring something they find out in the consult, it seems like we'll have Bryce Harper back in our lives, which is just great as a baseball fan. There's like 10 or 15 players that supersede fantasy. It's just great to have them on the field. Bryce Harper's one of those guys.
Without a doubt. And, this is a player who I think went from almost like consensus most overrated to now most underrated. And I think it's going to make a big impact for this lineup. And we had these indications dating back to spring training when the Phillies did not put him on the 60-day injured list. That was kind of the tell that the Phillies were like, maybe, possibly, Harper can beat that timetable, which was originally supposed to be the All-Star break. And that's what we thought going into fantasy drafts too. But if you were lucky enough to stash him in an IL spot, which I did in a league that's actually an on-base percentage league, so I'm thrilled to have Harper at the ready. But there's certainly, I wish I would have scooped him up in some more leagues, including my NL only labor team. That would have been a huge boost where I need some offense right now. But hey, well done if you took your chance and stashed Harper out of the gate here.
By the way, I would try to trade into this lineup right now. I know Kyle Schwarber hasn't done a lot so far, and it's not like the Schwarber manager is like dying to give him away, but this can still be a top 5 offense. Obviously, getting the injection of Harper will be huge for them. I would try, maybe you can get a hold of Stott somehow. You can get a hold of Alec Baum we've talked about. Better days are ahead for this lineup. I still think at the end of the year it's going to be like 6th or 7th in runs.